Welcome everyone. We have the patch notes for patch 0.2 for Path of Exile 2. And yes, I have been a little sick lately and taking a small break, but we're back. So let's have a look at the content patch notes, and this was released about 8 minutes ago. So over here we have the massive patch notes. I don't know how much we can go through, but let's go through one step at a time. So the Dawn of the Hunt League is going to be available. And by the looks of it, we can have every reset and everything starting fresh on the Dawn of Hunt with the new mechanics, with everything available both on the standard previous league and also on the new league with the reset of the economy, which is something a lot of players will want. So let's have a look at the new content and also features. There will be a new playable character, which is the Huntress. I'm sure you guys have seen the Huntress with both Amazon and also Ritualist Ascension classes. We'll be looking into new builds for those. There will be a Smith of Kavada Ascendancy for the Warrior. There will be a Tactician Ascendancy for the Mercenary, and also a Leech Ascendancy for the Witch, which is something I'll be looking into play a Summoning Leech. So if you guys have seen the previous videos, there will be about 25 new skills with related to the spear skills, 100 support gems of supporting skill sets added, and also 2 new item classes with spears and also bunkers. There's also 100 unique items that is added to the game. 8 new endgame maps with new encounters and also new rewards, and also 4 unique strong boxes. 2 of those was teased in the live stream, but 2 of those is to be discovered. There will be 12 different rogue exiles which we can be battling. They will be equipping with different items which can be dropped on killing them, and also the new league mechanics with the Amazonian Wisp which can buff enemies. There is also 15 new socketable items coming from those new mechanics, and also the Twilight Reliquary Key, which can give us a lot of good loot. And there's now we can corrupt essence with stronger essence, with interesting essence, and also additional content. So those are the additional content that was teased, but also confirmed over here. So let's have a look at some of the in-game changes and also things that is related to the game. There will be areas of corruption on Atlas. Now we can have those areas of corruption, and those corruption can be uncorrupted or kept as corrupt for different loots that is available. So once you cleanse those corruptions, this will give you special shard and also special points as well. Okay, so this is also related to the changes of the actual ways of playing the game, because previously we clear 15 maps and 15 maps and 10 maps, but now we're cleansing the corruption. As we're cleansing the corruption, we'll also obtain Atlas skill points. And those bosses will be added, and as you kill those bosses, you'll get those skill points. So additional corrupt monster faction will also be introduced. Corruption monsters have their own visuals, and that's good. Corruption area no longer implicit have +1 area levels, but now have much more likely to have modifiers and can be more powerful. That's great. Cleansing and Necklace will cause surrounding maps to become cleared maps. This is what I mentioned at the start, and this will introduce a newly introduced Fraction Orbs, which is going to be a new currency. Those new currency is going to be a new item which can render modifier on one of the 4 modifier on the item, unlocking that, making crafting even more interesting. So this Fracture Orb, just in my understanding, can be more expensive than Divine Orbs. So Divine Orbs will be pretty much expensive, but Factoring Orbs maybe 2 or 3 Divines, just as an estimate. In order to open a Corrupted Nexus map, the waystone placed in the device has to be at least 4 modifiers. So keep that in mind, 4 modifiers at least. So you might have to use at least 1 Exalted Orb on your maps. So this is important. You can now respawn and also return to the map if you die. Upon entering the endgame, you will get 6 total attempts per map. And as you modify the maps, the less respawns you have. So this is less punishing for new players who enter the endgame. But as the modifiers goes up, you have less revives. So in the party, everybody gets similar revives. You can enter and exit the map as much as you want, as long as you don't die, which is actually really good. Because sometimes in Path of Exile 1, when you enter those portals, you exit those portals to sell a trade, and the guy doesn't come, it pisses you off, and you lose on the portals. So this is actually a good change. You can enter and also exit the map as much as you want it. Once you start a boss fight, the respawning system will change to require the map owner to collectively respawn. So basically, once you start the boss fight, the enter and also exit mechanics is gone. So you have to fight the boss. If you die, you die. And if you don't die, you win. So if you decide to rush to the mass boss without interacting any of the map content, then die, you will respawn at the boss checkpoint. Oh, and only the map boss will be present. Oh, all the other monsters and also content will be removed. Keep that in mind. This is to prevent cases where players will be able to farm multiple copies of the same reward by dying on purpose. Well, they really thought about this through. So I was gonna say maybe there's ways, Chinese players will find ways to abuse it, but we'll discover those interesting farm mechanics for you guys very soon. Gonna be a long read, by the way. So the number of towers on the Atlas has been reduced, but now it's more powerful. You'll be getting as much tower bonuses compared to 1 versus 4, I think. The tablets will become stronger and also many more mechanics. The higher weight tier stone towers increase the number of the mechanics applied by the towers. By tier 15, the bonus is doubled, allowing a single tablet to add 4 times as many things as before. So basically, it's less tedious for players, which is great. Tower maps can spawn with all extra content, including bosses. The number of maps affected by tablets have been doubled on average, now scales based on the map tier. Killing rare monsters required for map completion no longer has a chance to grant monster modifiers to the remaining rare monsters. Okay, so this may be a small nerf, I'm not sure. Increasing chance of rare monsters to have modifiers, 3 or 4 modifiers, which is good. The more modifiers they have, the more jobs they have. This is something we understand from the previous league. So checkpoint now responds to the last available optional content in the game has been completed. Good to have checkpoints. Extra content such as Breaches, Delirium, Expedition, Ritual now spawn further away from the Zagran Refuge. Oh, okay, so you can't farm right away when you enter the maps, maybe? How waystones are obtained in the maps has been redesigned. Our introduction is to sustain waystone jobs which are more reliable. Okay, this is good. Waystone jobs are better. Waystone no longer drop at lower tiers than the map you're in. Okay, less looting for those lower ones. Waystone drop by final bosses will now always be 1 tier higher than the maps you're in. This could be interesting. Potentially farming tier 15, even tier 16 maps can be something profitable in the early leagues. Final map boss of the final natural and current rare monsters in tier 1 maps have a 100% chance to drop a waystone, and the chance scales down as you get into higher maps, but is guaranteed with approximate investment into the waystone suffix modifiers through the Atlas tree. Neutral waystone drops have been reduced to compensate. So basically, you'll be getting a lot of waystones as you enter the maps, as you generate your maps, but later on, as you invest into more waystone suffix, which you probably do as you go for the citadels, so those are ways of getting even better maps. Remove chance for waystones to drop a tier higher from the Atlas tree and all amount, so this is just to compensate for the changes to waystones in the Atlas tree. So let's get some water, source of maps. Map bosses have a chance of drop waystone of the current level higher replaced by increased quantity. So again, this is to change to compensate for the previous changes. The NPC Donani now have up to 10 waystones available to purchase, just as before, below either tier 1 or 1 tier below your completed tier. That's good, because he was only selling for tier 1 through 3 or even 4. Now he can sell up to 1 tier lower to completed tier. Which means, guys, if you rush for higher tier maps and then you buy those with gold, you can then make a massive profit by selling those for exalted orbs. Something interesting if you guys are rushing for maps. Overseer tablets now cost up to 2 to 3 maps in the range to contain bosses, previously 3 to 7. Oh, that's a pretty big nerf for the boss maps. Waystone chance granted by Waystone suffix has been reduced as a result of the new change. That's okay. Unidentified Waystone now provide 30% increased Waystone drop chances instead of 30% quantity. Okay. Well, I think I'll prefer quantity, but I don't know. First 5 different unique maps you complete each now grant 2 Atlas points for a total of 10 points. So, getting unique maps may be something easier way to get your Atlas points completed, so trading unique maps can be something very profitable in the early games. The specialties of some maps have adjusted, new modifiers, so this is just for the new content. The Untainted Paradise now have 200-400 increased experience, previously 150-300. So Untainted Paradise maps can still give a lot of experience. New league crafting mechanics called recombination with expectation. Yes, expectation is getting buffed because no one does that a lot. And basically allows you to select modifiers of the 2 items randomly to get the best element into one single items. As you select more modifiers, the chances of success decrease. If you do not succeed, items will be destroyed. This will be unlocked as you complete your first expedition. Requires artifacts found in the expeditions to fuse it. So you can get some really strong tier 1 modifiers from 2 different items and fuse them, just like last epoch. We'll look into testing this and see how profitable it is, whether people should be running expedition. The tablet modifiers now cause retro favors in your map's terms and increased chance of omens now have values. Okay, omen chances increased, which is good, because omen is gated behind some of the endgame crafting. Overseer tablets now cause the boss to have 10 to 20% chance to drop waystones, nothing too special. Tablets now grant additional chance for additional content instead of increasing chances. Base chance for random extra content. Okay, maybe the base chance is something massive because we have a lot of the modifiers. I'll keep you guys updated. Tablet modifiers now increase the rarity of items in your maps, have 10 to 15. Previously 10 to 20, so they're nerfing the numbers of the modifiers for tablets because it is 4 times value now. Tablet modifiers, so again a small nerf on the modifiers for quantity of items, so a small nerf to the pack size, small nerf to the gold find. Tablet modifiers, so all the small nerfs over here is related to tablet modifiers because it's getting 4 of those. Rare monsters have additional modifiers has no longer rolls, so you can't get tablets with rare monsters with additional modifiers. So Simulacrum for the rare monsters have additional modifiers no longer appears, so they're balancing the tablets so it cannot be abused. Okay, let's keep going. Various endgame quests leading to the epitaph of actress encounters have been consolidated into a single quest. That's good. All bosses that are affected by difficulties and Simulacrum now drop all the specific unique items on any difficulty. Oh, that's good. However, the rare unique are even rare at lower difficulties. This also applies to the drop chance of relatively key for this content. So basically, you don't have to clear the hardest Simulacrum to get the most rare uniques, but the chances of dropping those uniques in the lower difficulties are much lower. This is better for the players who can play easier content, but harder for the players who can play the hardest content because the drop rates are lower at lower difficulties. Well, it's not bad for the players who play harder content, so it shouldn't be affected, which is good for everyone. Pinnacle bosses content now takes roughly half of the amount of time to unlock compared to before. That's good. So, its intention, so they want us to play at difficulty 0 at least, and then we're still preserving the difficulty at difficulty 4. Players no longer look experience from dying in Simulacrum. That's good. But there is a downside. I do believe players no longer get experience from killing monsters in those areas. That's bad. Because Simulacrum is also a good way of getting experience. So keep in mind, those mechanics and leaks, if you are not dying, if you're not getting experience when you die, it also means you don't get experience when you kill the monsters. So this is going to be a change for those mechanics. Moved the direction or location of the stash. Okay, nothing too special. Reduce the power notables of the league specific. Nothing special. Delirium encounters maps. Reward splinters. Nothing delirium. So just going through the league mechanics and anything special. So delirium. The number of monsters found in Breach has been reduced. I think they mentioned about that. This is not a massive nerf because they wasn't spawning enough monsters due to the handling of the servers and also systems. Higher percentage of never branch monsters now spawn earlier in the encounter, which is good. Reduced numbers of breaches chest found, probably too many chests. So splinters can now be obtained in all the tiers, which is good. Strongbox now slightly strong. Now spawns slightly more packs of monsters in the maps, which is good. Omens now appear in ritual rewards in map areas. It's also a small chance for additional omen to appear, which is good. Windows and Digger's Refuge, those in a hideout, now have item level 65 available, rather than one having 60, the other having 75. Okay, it's balanced at 65. If you exit the game while in an endgame map, logging back into the same character now places you back inside the map if it still exists, which is a good quality of life. So, Ascendancy Changes. So there's also Ascendancy added for the Amazonian Spirit and also Rogue Exiles, which allows you to farm for those tailored in the Ascendancy. Added notable passive rework. So Deadly Evolution Keystones has been replaced by a new keystone called the Ecological Shift. Cause your maps to have 40% more chance of obtaining random extra content and 20% less number of packs in your... Oh, I'm not sure if this is good or bad, because people usually target farm a certain content, having random extra content, but loses pack. So it's a trade-off. So we'll keep you updated if this is good or bad. 40 Alice points compared to before 30, which means more choices. Coupling wall Alistone have 10 chance of additional bridge, previously 15. So this reduced the chance of additional bridge in the Alice points. So, okay, this passive point no longer causes the monster to spawn 20% of their life missing, which can be good for farming. Frantic Invasion passive point now have 50% increased quantity of splinters, previously 75. So they just balancing the Alice points over here. Similar for Grasping Hands over here, 30%, previously 50%. And also the bridge maps have 10% monster density, previously 15%. So quite a bit of nerf to bridges by the looks of it, because people are playing bridges a lot for farming. So now we have a Ritual Favor, now we have just... Okay, so... Ritual Favors in your maps have a 100% increased chance to be Omens, previously 50%. So definitely if you're farming for Omens, you want to look into those buffs. So Raising Pie Notifiers now have bridges in your map, 25 density. So again, nerf to the bridges, 25 versus 40%. Oh boy, hopefully I'm not skimming too much, guys. Of course, the links will be available if you want to read everything. I just want to kind of have a general understanding, but not go over like half an hour, which is halfway there already. General improvements. Nothing too special. Strong boxes can appear in certain Act 1. Okay, we might have a strong box reset and also farming route. I'll keep you guys updated. So, okay. The declaring debuff fund, declaring hex support now uses appropriate, actually. Nothing too special. So, player changes. Player now required to be at least level 25 to enter crow areas and also 50 to enter the endgame areas. Oh, this actually limits players to be power leveling a little bit, but we'll see. Because I used to jump into my friends' maps with lower levels, and this means a lot of experience, right? So keep that in mind. There is a level cap before entering the crew difficulties and also the endgame areas. Base attack speed per arm is now 4.0. Okay. So they basically changed the unarmed attack speed, which greatly affects monks with their skills. It changes to freeze builder, player alignment is now half of maximum life. Previously all maximum life. Okay. Something to be keeping in mind of, but I'm not too sure how exactly affects the fights and also the builds though. Monster modifiers stolen from rare monsters such as the Behead support now have effect which provide players to adjust more properly. Oh yes. We can summon and also revive monsters using the Respectors. We can also capture monster effects using the new Amazonia class. So that is something we need to look into. So, oh gosh. Are we going to go through all this, or maybe I'll leave it to you guys to have a look? I'll leave you guys to have a look over here. I don't think there's nothing too crazy. So, generation, nothing too crazy over here. The starting and also, I'm not sure. I can't give you guys the best information to reflect because I'm not sure exactly how those will affect, and I don't think it's too major, right? Let me know in the comments. I just want to go quickly a little bit. So, Ascension classes. Titan previously provide more 50% more damage. So there's a small balance and also nerf to those Ascension classes. Should you want to try them, you definitely want to have a look. So, what are we looking at? I don't think I'll do Titan Warbringer at the start. Let's have a look at jamming. So, the enhanced equipment now prevent 20% less attribute. This is a nerf to the stacking. 20% less attribute. The integrated efficiency skill now swap the purpose position no longer provide plus 3 skill slots. Instead the skill get 20% increased damage per socket red gems. Okay. Skills gain 6% increase skill speed per socket green gems and also 20% critical chance per socket blue gems. Okay. That's interesting. This is something that can affect the choice of a supporting gems. If your supporting gems or your active gems is red, you get more damage. More skill speed is also good for certain castings, and also more critical chance is also good for a lot of builds. That is something very creative. So this Ascendancy passive no longer provides +1 to all skills. Instead, it provides a choice between +2 to all skills with a strength requirement or +2 to all skills with any of the dex or intelligence requirement. This is good. You can get +2 to all skills. So they nerf the 20% attribute, but they have a new interesting change with Gem Legionnaire that allows you to pick the color of your gems and get rewarded, and also +2 to all skills. Keep in mind guys, you can only get skills to +40 and that is capped. So we're going to skip forward a little bit. I'll let you guys read all those classes. I do want to look at Infernalist. So Demon Form skills granted by Demeric Position now have a cooldown of 15 seconds. Okay, that's reduced to previously from 20 seconds. And also maximum Demon Flame previously uncapped. Oh, people are looping that for some bonuses. that's a small nerf to the looping bug. You now lose a flat amount of life per second rather than percentage life. Okay, that's good if you're stacking a lot of life. The dot rolls on the demon have its distance reduced. So, well, on higher firm you have a damage of 5. Oh, that's a massive buff. So over here, you and your allies deal extra 50% damage as fire while on high Infernal Flames. There are ways of keeping yourself high on Infernal Flames, but this is a massive buff, from 20% to 50%. So this is also a buff from 50% more critical damage, previously 30% critical damage. So more critical damage is pretty massive. This is also a buff because no one was picking those passives as much compared to the other passives. So cost 50% of Infernal loss to granted previous 10. Okay. Now cost 50% of the Infernal Flame to be lost per second if none was granted in the past 2 seconds, previously 10%. So you'll lose a lot more Infernal Flames. Not sure if that's good though. So contribute to ignite gratitude. I am not sure what does that mean. So the Ascendancy skills now cost all damage from your allies in your presence to contribute to the ignite chances and also magnitude instead of previously while on low Infernal Flame. So okay, this is a buff. So all the damage will contribute to the ignite and also magnitude chance. Oh, this is bad. The Royal Hunt skill passive no longer costs 20% of damage taken from your hunt before you. Well, this is just a flat out nerf to the Infernal Hound. Why would I go with Infernalist compared to a witch, compared to a lich, if you nerf my hound, hound was a big plus with survivability in the early game. Master Darkness Ascendancy skills not granting the flame, it's not maximal. Small mana, okay, more mana, actually loss of mana. So previous was 4%, now 3%. So you don't have any special measure, nothing too special. Oh, I'm just not too familiar with the Infernal Flame part. So using Blink while Demon Form now plays a appropriate emulation instead of landing to Blink. So nothing too fancy. There's some buffs for the offensive spellcasting Infernalist, especially with Demon Flames. There is a pretty sizable nerf to the Infernal Hound, which was providing 20% damage from hits taken to the Hound's life before you. So less survivability, more damage for the Infernalist. Again, I'll leave the rest to read for you guys. So, skill passives. Oh gosh. With additional hunters in the game, we'll probably start the skill passives. Oh gosh, it's gonna be a lot of new clusters. I'll leave it to you guys. Nothing too special. Okay, there's a lot to read. I'll leave it to you guys. Skill changes. Many skills have their damage change, mana costs for all attacks, and also marks and walk are reduced, notably at high gem levels. That's good. Mana cost is always an issue. Adjusted mini damage and also life scaling. General damage and also life is the early game, but lower than before in higher levels, especially gem level 20 plus. Okay, stronger mini leveling, which is good for me, but less rewards for higher level. So, adjusted the threshold for Arsenal Explosion Demise. Cleric, no longer deal damage. Okay. Oh gosh, there's so many. Let's see if there's anything I want to specific. So what I recommend you guys to do is, if there's skills you want to use for your build, come back over here to search to double check if this is fixed or if this is adjusted or if something changes for the skills. And for the skills I'm looking to, maybe Castle Minion Death not only gains energy when persistent minions are killed. Okay, that's probably not good. Additional minions that are created by under-leveled minion skills due to leveling now grant less energy. Level 20 plus minions cannot penalty in endgame gameplay. So yes, if you guys don't know, Castle Minion Death actually provide more meta skill energy when they kill minions with high level. We have had a guide on this previously, so if you're looking for more meta skill energy on Castle Minion Death, you have to make sure your minions have 20 plus or even higher levels. I think the target point is around 26 or even 30 to have instant Castle Minion Death when you kill those minions. So, anything special? Decompose. Okay, Decompose. The skill granted by Corpse Weight, which is unique boots, now cause Poison Claw poison enemies through dealing chaos damage equal to percentage of the corpse's maximal life and gem level. Oh, this is a nerf. This is definitely a nerf. So previously it was doing a lot of damage. Previously, if you wear those boots and you're running around, you're killing enemies much faster. This is about 3 times and also 2 times nerf. Yeah, it's a pretty sizable nerf. Detonating dead not deal physical damage equals to 8 to 10% corpse's maximum life. Previously 20% alternate. Oh, this is a nerf. Scaling past 20%. Not deal fire damage. Okay, more fire damage. But this is a nerf to Detonating Dead. Because I was thinking of making a build for Detonating Dead, but scaling is getting nerfed. So direct minions have no cooldowns. Okay. Flammability not cause element to have matches. Okay, so it's a nerf to flammability. Yeah, definitely a nerf to the curses over here. So Hammer of Gods no longer have a cooldown, but previously required 20 glory to use. Glory is a resource get built up by heavy stunning enemies. The amount of glory is based on stunning enemy cover. I remember people spending Hammer of Gods. This is, if you go with a Hammer of Gods build, this can be affecting you a lot because you need to build up glory now. A lot of hero, Hex Plus, nothing. I'm just looking for minion stuff. But of course, if you guys are looking for a specific build, there's way more to go through, right? Retreat Spirits. Retreat Spirits now have a spirit duration of 5 seconds, previously 4 seconds. That's good. Maximum of 2 spirit summon per spell casting. Oh, what did they do here? Maximum of 2 now? Previously was 5. Previously was like a lot more. The description of Retreat Spirit has been updated to make it more clear triggers not summon spirit. Ugh. That's a nerf to Retreat Spirits. Previously, you can summon the maximum of 10 Retreat Spirits within 2 casts. Now you need 5 casts. Ugh. So yeah, this is definitely a nerf to Retreat Spirits. Improved performance following high amount of Retreat Spirits. If you spawn a large number of spirits at the same time, spawning will sprout over a short duration. Not big fan of the nerf to the Retreat Spirits. Why? What did Retreat Spirits do to them? Is it lagging the server? From 5 to 2? Oh boy. Oh, skeletons. Skeleton arsonist. Nothing too special. No longer big reviews. Just types attack. Nothing too special. I'm still looking. Okay, that's pretty much everything. Where are the skeleton snipers? I still think skeleton snipers are good. Oh, there is a buff to skeleton archers. Not really. Fire damage is reduced, but higher radius. I don't really play the skeleton brutes and also storm mages. Nothing special. You're missing it all. I'll be testing things for you guys and check those things out. Again, a lot of supports change, especially the skill balances. Oh boy. I'll leave it to you guys. Because I saw it's already half hour and I haven't been covering enough. So, item changes. So, against the Darkness Jewels now have a medium-sized radius previously large. Okay. Against the no longer cost small radius, you found to grab 1% maximum life or maximum mana. They now cost oh, so it's a flat maximum life increase. Previously it was a percentage. So you can use Divine Orbs. Good. This is a big one. You can, I think previously you could, right? Astral Mantis unique amulets now have 50 to 100 attributes instead of 80. Oh, big rolls. Existing version can be made worse with a Divine Orb. Okay. So, this is a even crazier roll for the Astral Mantis. So, not missing anything special. Ingenuity build no longer have 40 to 80% increase bonus to rings. Now it has 30 to 50% bonus gained from equipped left ring and right ring. Oh, this is a nerf to Ingenuity build for sure. This is also a nerf to the Lich class, because Lich class can wear 3 rings. I was thinking 3 rings at 80%, that's crazy. But this means 30 to 50, 30 to 50. You're rolling twice. And then if you're valving them, you want to get both of those higher. And you can't get both of those to like 65% or something. So previously you can get to like 96% with one roll. So this is a pretty big nerf to most of the build that use Ingenuity build. Keep that in mind. Yes, this is a big factor. Let's see. Last Fine Relic now has damage taken cannot be absorbed. Oh, okay. Damage taken cannot be absorbed. Oh, this might affect the build that uses absorb damage to be farming the Temporalis, because you try to absorb damage. But this one means you're going to take 1 damage. This is something that's nerfing a lot of things. So, the shield, the unique shield now have a 100% increase effect of socket soul cost from wow, this is a massive nerf. I need to look at the lasting sacrifice, but this is a massive nerf to that shield. Ugh. A lot of changes and nerfs to certain items. Oh. Okay, this gambling ring is rolling less. So the unique maze that provides plus skill to all minions is 1 to 2. Previously 1 to 3. Existing item period. Ugh. So they're nerfing a lot of items. Temporarily unique body armor costs skills to have -2 to -1 second cooldown. Previously 4 to 1. Oh gosh. Previously was up to -4 seconds. Now it's 2 to 1. It's like you can change those values with the Divine Orb, but why would you? Because you just made it worse, right? So if you have a Temporalis with -4, well, keep that, because that's never going to happen in a new league. Now Temporalis is nerfed to up to -2. Previously it was 4 to 2. Oof. Okay, you can't do infinite blinks unless you have like valved gems and stuff. So a lot of previously overpowered unique have been nerfed. So keep in mind. Ugh. Yes, a lot of nerfs. Jeweler's Orb now set as skill gems to have specific unique skills. You can now use a perfect Jeweler Orb on skill to have 2 support. Oh, this is a buff to the Jeweler's Orb. So basically, if you have a perfect Jeweler's Orb on the 2 socket gems, set it to 5 instantly. So instead of doing a lesser Jewelers, a greater Jewelers, and also a perfect Jewelers, now perfect Jewelers just does everything. What that means is there's less need for lesser and also greater Jewelers, but perfect Jewelers is the way to go. So runes up 3 tier, double drop the runes. Using a orb on item can no longer cause a modifier value of 1 to be reduced to 0. Okay, something good and bad on this one. So chance of frame runes currently introduced. So-called oh, look at this. So-called of Zabeka have increased quantity of gold dropped by 9 minutes. Previously it was rarity. They literally might destroy this so-called. So be careful with this. The effect areas of an area skill no longer roll choose on. Scepters can now roll up to +4 to all minion skills, previously +5. Okay, they defeat the damage for sure. So, yes, this is not good. 1 less level to the minions, and +4 is the end game now. I think. Oh gosh, I think I should leave you guys for the rest, because I think we pretty skipped a majority of the part. And yes, the links will be available, guys, and I did skim 60 or 80% of it. I only had a look at the things I was interested related to minions and also related to a few changes, but there's a lot more than what I can cover, and I won't say I'm an expert at the moment, but as we discover new ways of things related, I'll update you guys. And yes, I have been a little sick lately, but I'll try to make more videos and also get ready for the new season for you guys. So I'll see you guys on the next video, and let me know in the comments below, what do you think about those changes? I'm not a big fan of nerfs, but it seems like they want to balance things out, so let me know what you guys think. I think it's a good way to get back into the season, and well, we're still in early access and it's okay to have some nerfs, right? Okay, I'll see you guys on the next video.